Hello and welcome to episode 26 of our Timberborn Update 5 playthrough with the Iron Teeth faction here in Cycle 39, Day 2. Now, you might notice, Badwater looks a little bit different, and that is because we've got another patch to Experimental, which we're going to cover very briefly before we continue on with our business today. So let's go ahead and hit pause and go through this. Like you can see on screen, we have had a visual update to the game. They've changed the color of Badwater and the color of the extract as well to be a little bit more red and a little bit less brown, which, I don't know, I thought the old one was fine, but interesting to see just different changes here. But the most interesting thing that I see is over here on the animation update, where we finally have an animation for trees getting felled by beavers. I think that's been something that's been requested for basically ever, and they might have even made a joke about that in the copy. Other than that, they finally fixed Helix Mountain, and by fixed, I mean completely redid it, so we might actually have to take a look at that one in a different series very soon, because that's a very, very different look to the map, which you might remember from the second Timberborn series I did all the way back last year, earlier last year, actually. Other than that, they've had some other changes to the balance of different things in the game, some audio improvements with new sounds on buildings that I'm sure we're going to enjoy deeply today, and some other UI quality of life fixes, bug fixes, etc. But let's go ahead and get things rolling back again here, because we have plenty to get done. You remember last time we worked on getting our Badwater sources, I guess, shall we say, harnessed for use up here. We have one Badwater discharge that we can see now is operating wonderfully in the open state. Close it so you can actually see the animation, but that's looking good. That's going to allow us during droughts to continue having power come through this water wheel. Now we're going to work on getting these other two done as well. Outside of that, we also added some additional gear workshops and industrial lumber mills and all that good stuff. And we've got plenty of production now. It seems like stuff is going pretty well. We have about 120 bots, and we are doing quite well in that regard. So we can finally start doing some of the other stuff that we were going to be messing with, but haven't had the time because of all these different crises that have come up. But one of the buildings they mentioned, I just want to check this real quick. One of the buildings they mentioned that has a new sound is the wind tunnel. So let's take a look-see. Okay, I don't really hear too much there. No, it wasn't the wind tunnel. I'm stupid. It wasn't the wind tunnel. It was the other new thing. It was the exercise plaza. Okay. All right. A little bit of a foot-pounding action. I think that guy is just there by himself. Who is this? Gamiro, my dude. A newborn leading the exercise plaza with absolutely nobody in attendance. Poor guy. But now, let's go through the rest of these, actually, since we're already here. The advanced breeding pod's got a new sound. Is it cursed? A little bit. Can we still zoom in and see the horrors contained within? Absolutely we can. That is a nightmare fuel right there, so we're going to leave that alone. Let's see. Badwater sources have a new sound. What's that sound like? Okay. Pretty nice, accurate sound there. Grease factories. What's that sound like? Yep, sounds like a grease factory. Decontamination pods. These are all pretty bloopy, aren't they? What was the other one? Centrifuges? Okay. Yeah, alright, I dig it. Pretty realistic sound. I almost said realistic looking sounds. They have no visual aspect. Unless they do, then maybe seek help. But we'll go ahead and move on from that. I think that covered everything that we were told got new sounds. But let's take a quick look at the rest of our stuff here from the notes you guys left on the previous episode, which was yesterday. I wasn't planning on doing this one today, but the new update broke modding, so I could not do my new series today. So hopefully that gets fixed soon. But so we have plenty of stuff to get done, so no reason to be upset about it. All right, so we did talk about getting scrap metal storage fixed in the main district. So let's actually take a look and see if we have any. Because I'm pretty sure that I did. Yeah, so we have some. We have 4 of these industrial storages, but they are full. Well, most of these are full. Is this one full? Yes. So they're not prioritized by haulers or anything, but they do exist. We are storing plenty of scrap metal, so we don't need to add any more. We might just need to optimize how it's being processed. Because these guys up here have a full storage as well. And all of these scavenger flags are currently prioritized, and they don't really need to be. So we're going to deprioritize and probably send these guys down to make some more extract, because we are starting to get to the point where we might want to be concerned. And when I say that, we have 1,100 extract. Okay, that's not enough to be concerned. We're going to run out because it goes into everything. All right, so that's what we'll do, is we will turn centrifuge back on. New sound is nice. Explosives factory back on as well, and that will allow our bots to take care of all of that stuff. And I will additionally bring in another bot to the district crossing. We already have 2 in the hauling post. That's probably fine. We have 2 here in Badwater Creek's district center, which is okay as well. So I think we're going to be all right. I'm going to unpause construction on the mine, but I'm going to super deprioritize it because, well, we don't want to be using all of the gears, but we are going to be making additional gears here as this all gets figured out. We have all of these automated. They're all prioritized by haulers. They just have to be able to produce the gears and take them out to places that are going to be using them. So that's all looking good. And the reason I'm deprioritizing construction of the mine is because it's much more important for us to have badwater discharges constructed. So I'm going to put those 2 in, and we will have those rocking and rolling as well. But we're also going to deprioritize those, not all the way down, but we want them to be constructing our large water wheel first and our platform. And I can already see people in the comments, well, not at this exact moment because I'm currently playing the game, but a couple people said, hey, you don't have any way for the beavers to get up here. Well, bots, whatever, to get up here to construct stuff. And yes, I know. It's a process. It takes time. So we just have to be cognizant of that. And we have to be able to come in here and put access points, which is what we're going to be doing. And I'm not going to dam this off because, well, having all this up here is fine. It's useful. And we have to have all 3 of them funneling through here. Anyway, so by doing that, I'm going to get these guys coming in here to build our platforms. And then we can actually have smelting happen right here where we want it. So the reason I built this platform extending up here is so that these could both be connected. We'll just have this. Well, I'm not going to be able to build this yet because they haven't put this back one in. But we will have another power shaft here to connect these 2 together, and then, like I just showed you, this smelter will go directly into the side of that water wheel, and that will be a-okay. But we're not going to build that all until we have... Come on, let me click, please. Thank you. Power shaft turn and the water wheel constructed, which is going to be predicated on having the wooden stairs and the platforms all in place. So that's what these guys are going to be up to. Hopefully they don't completely ignore that in favor of the deprioritized badwater discharges and mine construction. But this is all going to be helping in the end, because if we can have metal production in the Badwater Creek district, we can stop siphoning resources from the main one that are going to be used to make bots. And that is going to help us out quite a bit. Now we have 7 unemployed bots, so we're going to have to decide what we're going to do with them. Now, what I would normally do is I would find another critical industry to automate, but honestly, most of the stuff in here is doing just fine. And I don't want to completely remove the biobeavers from hauling jobs, because if we have too many of those hauling jobs filled by bots, they're going to need to be charged more, and that's going to be a huge pain to construct a bunch of these chargers elsewhere. So we're going to just kind of leave that alone. And we also have down here to consider putting in additional things for our biobeavers to do. We can get into dirt excavating, so we can make terrain blocks and all that stuff, and then, of course, put in mud baths, which I'm sure these beavers are dying to have access to. But that all comes later, because we have still a few more things we want to take care of. One thing that you guys mentioned in the comments also, control towers. We have not put any in this industrial district, and we have quite a bit of stuff that could really, really benefit from having those. So we're going to try and find good locations to stick them. And I'm pretty sure right here is going to be a really good spot. But it's not going to get these on the outside, so maybe what we do instead along this thing is put one of them here. Yeah, that's going to cover all of that. as well as most of this half. And then on the other side over here, we're just going to have to find a good place to put those. And I don't think it's unreasonable for us to just stick another thing right here over this staircase. I don't know what you'd call it. Staircase, descending landing, or whatever. Put that right there. And then that primes us for another one right here in the same kind of area. Otherwise unused space. And there we go. That covers most of our industrial district. In fact, it's pretty much all of it. And that should work out quite nicely without draining us of too much science. Remember, these do use 3 science every in-game hour. So each of these every single day is using way more than you think it is. Fortunately, we have a number cruncher every hour making 10 science points. So these 3 operating by themselves will still have this be a net positive production of science. So that's good. We don't have to worry about sending our bio beavers to the lab, so to speak, to do research, although some of them might like that. But that's still perfectly sustainable. We can, once we have a little bit more metal later. Where is this thing? There we go. We can put another one of these number crunchers in. It's only 25 metal. Oh, that's not that much metal, but we really do need to focus on building the badwater dome. It's not a dome. That's the Folktales one. Badwater discharge. I don't know why they had to name it something different, but that's fine. So that's going to help. They're already constructed. And we should see a hefty bonus for all of our bots working over here. Hopefully they take full advantage of it. Now, other things I'm noticing right off the bat is we don't have a lot of kohlrabis, and by that I mean we have 1. So we can actually use some of the space we just cleared out to plant additional kohlrabis. I was debating on what to actually do over here, but for the benefit of holistic nutrition, I guess we can plant some more of those. And also over here, we had discussed once we have the terraforming in place, putting campfires and everything over here, and you guys let me know that there's potentially a slightly better arrangement to these rooftop terraces. I think for right now this is fine. We'll get it figured out, and I'm not going to be that worried about it, but that is something to keep in mind there. That being said, everything's looking fine. This new oranger color of the extract is pretty sweet. It's been so many different colors. What did it start out as? Green, and then it was this other red. Now it's this orange. But the badwater not being like the color of sewage, I think is definitely the right move. So I'm glad they changed that. Yeah, they aren't doing any of this, but they are building the stairs, so that's good. That's exactly what we wanted. And I think they're going to be building the water wheel first. So I'm actually going to lower the priority back to neutral for that so they construct the stairs and then our power shaft turn first. Because once this is done, I can put the other shaft here and then we can start building the smelters. And everything's going to be A-okay. Looking good. All right. So other things we wanted to address outside of the control towers, which we are going to be putting more of those around later as we progress. You guys wanted to see a lot more to do with beaver recreation, which, to be fair, right now is not looking too shabby, and we have made improvements. We've, of course, last episode with these rooftop terraces and everything, because we finally have space up here. But there is more to life than just wind tunnels, exercise plazas, and these braziers and all this other stuff. We still have the opportunity to give them a lot more stuff to do, because if we look at our well-being, oh, we have injuries. We need to fix that too. Oh, coffee's lagging, huh? Might have to take a look at that. Campfires is probably the biggest area that we could improve. We can build a couple more, although we do have, got what, 8 of these over here? I think it could just be a thing where the beavers don't have enough time to spend there because they're working 18-hour days, and we're going to fix that as more and more bots get built. But all these aesthetics and stuff, like we haven't done anything with the clocks. We could put more statues and lanterns and shrubs and stuff everywhere. And we also haven't built the final monument, which we definitely need to do. You just need to find a good place for it, because you know it's not going to fit up here. But it does require power, which means it's going to have to be somewhere in this area. If we take a look at... Oh, we haven't even researched it yet. Oh, that's a new... that is a new thing for unlocking science. I think they might have changed that last update, but we just haven't really unlocked anything. Huh, okay, I kind of like that. 12,000 science. That takes 400 gears, 100 treated planks, and 300 metal, and we do not have anywhere close to that, so I'm not going to be worrying about that right now. That could be maybe next episode or something. But that's definitely something to keep in mind, the planning on that. That is a 3x3 monument, and it does have a pretty good range, so we could put it somewhere over here. But I would like it to be something that is at least somewhat visually appealing. There's not really a lot of opportunity for that with this playthrough that we've kind of made a mess of. But that doesn't mean we have to completely abandon aesthetic sensibilities. We'll just have to think a little bit about it. Since we're over here, I did mention a couple episodes ago I wanted to put more trees up here to have this be landscaped just a little bit more. But before we do that, let's see if I can put a clock somewhere. I want to find a good place, because this, if we take a look at the model here, I believe, yeah, it's single-sided, so we're going to want them to have a clock. And I don't know if we really want to put it up on top of something, but that's probably the best place for it to go right here. Because this is, every beaver that comes over here is going to have to go through this. So we put this here, then it's kind of like a nice greeting thing. But also, it has the benefit of not having a face on the back. And any of you who've ever been to a casino, you ever seen a clock mounted on the wall in a casino? They don't want you to know what time it is. They want you to stay there and spend a whole bunch of money. And while this isn't a casino, this is a place for the beavers to relax. So let's not make them focus on the time. Let's just have that be for when they're coming in. It's like, hey, here's the time, but then you come in here and then time vanishes, unless you're sitting on one of these benches here in the campfire, in which case, ignore what I just said. But I digress. We'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone for now. They are chipping away quite quickly at our ruins over here, so we'll need to keep an eye on that. But other things to consider about this area, we've done a pretty good job of including a lot of different recreational things for them to do, but what we haven't put in over here are these scratchers. I do have a couple up in this area, but I think we should probably build a place for them to scratch away to their heart's content. It doesn't have to really be symmetrical like the rest of this, but it would be nice to have something just kind of located in a convenient place. So we'll put 4 of these here. And I do think eventually I want to put some of them on this side as well, but this is where the forester is, so that will be fine. We'll just plant everywhere that the scratchers are not going to go, and that will be okay. Actually, you know what? I could go ahead and plant 2 of these here. Plant, it's a building. You don't plant a building. But come on. There we go. Then when this goes away, we'll put it in the path, and then 2 more of these. And look, I made it symmetrical after I said I wasn't going to. Oh well, I lied. That's fine. But I want to put some more of these trees, and start with the oaks. And it's impossible to truly randomize this, because you're gonna have inherent bias on like where you want to put things based off of where you've already stuck them. But I think it's gonna look quite nice if we just make at least a little bit of an effort to not completely make everything the same, So I'm going to try to avoid placing, for example, pines next to other pines. Obviously, it's a pretty common tree, so it's not completely out of the possibility that you would have a couple, like right here, that would be next to each other. But it is important to try and make a conscious effort, I think. I mean, you can do what you want when you're playing your game. But I do like the idea of things being somewhat randomized, even if it's a little bit of an astroturfing of randomization. That's fine. And we got birches, pines, and oaks. So there's really only the 3 types of trees we can do up here. The folktales have a couple more. But that's the way it goes. We'll have to really dial up our creativity here, because I'd forgotten I'd forgotten that there were so few options for the Iron Teeth in terms of building trees. So that's it's about as much as we're going to get out of this. That's fine. And I'll put a pine tree here, and that should be okay. Yep, one right there. And this outside can be an oak tree. And then right here would be a great place for a pine. So now we have 2 layers of trees. which, oh, they actually can't reach all of these. Okay, well, we'll let them do this much, at least. And then that'll be fine. I'm going to leave this open in case we ever have to have a path coming out of this side, which we might want at some point. But otherwise, I think this is going to be okay, just planted like so. So we'll leave that alone. How are we looking over here? Have we gotten up? We have. All right, good stuff. So that straight power shaft is going to go in, and I actually need to put another one of these in place. Where's my... Yeah, that's going to work out just fine. So they are attempting to construct the large water wheel, which, you know, they kind of need to do. But for the time being, I think that's going to be a hindrance. So I do need them to prioritize this a little bit more. Now, I already know someone is going to be asking the question of, what about logs? You don't have any logs in this district. And, well, that's not true because we do, but they're just down here. So for these smelters to be efficient, we are going to have storage located up here. Can I really fit 4 of these? Oh, not quite. Oh, that's a long way down. Well, we'll fix that eventually. We are going to have log storage up here. That's fine. We already knew that was going to be a thing. And now that we know this doesn't flood, we actually have the opportunity here to do... Oh, this is... Oh, I really could have done this a whole lot better. So we're gonna ruffle some feathers here real quick. Give me this large industrial pile. I'm gonna put one of these right here for logs, and I can already hear you say, "This doesn't connect." Oh, but it will. We're gonna move this staircase back one, which will also make it match up like this. And then what we can do with that is we can actually build a platform across here so that the bots don't have to go in the badwater. I mean, not that it matters, but in the event that we ever have biobeavers have to come in here, then that's really going to save our lunch. It's going to make it a whole lot easier for them not to get completely destroyed. So that being said, let's go ahead and just make that move right now. We'll make that into a platform, connect them up. And that's going to work out really nice because then we can turn around and we can stack this right here. And this can actually be storage for the scrap metal as a supply. And then this one can either get removed or this one can just, you know, become something else. So that's going to work really well because remember we have these guys right here. And I wanted to put 4 of these in, but I know this is not going to generate enough power at this exact moment to grant that. So we're just going to have to be a little bit patient with our process here. But we will get it done. Just want to make sure we're continuing to check in on that. We are generating some more extract, even if it doesn't look like it. It is being made. And the explosives are being made as well. And now this should be vastly more efficient because now we have ding, ding, it's like pinball machine sounds, control towers, making these bots go faster. We're still in single speed, mind you. Let's follow this guy around. Yes, he's got a plus 120% working speed and plus 80% movement speed. That is pretty sweet. If we turn this to 3 times speed, yeah, these guys are hauling. They're everywhere. Well, this guy literally is hauling because he works at the hauling post. But I digress. That is working beautifully and looking pretty sweet. And with the grease production not being totally adequate, that's unfortunate. We're going to have some more grease factories. But that is one of those things that's just going to take more time than we currently have to allocate to it. But we have 16. We've got 16 of these bots that don't have anything left to do. So what's lagging? Farming is lagging, but that's not really something the bots can or should fix. That's a biobeaver thing. They're all up here, bored out of their minds. So what we're going to do is we're going to start looking into food processing. We've already automated the fermenters, and these aren't even automated or prioritized by haulers. We'll get all that fixed up. But coffee, if you notice, we've got 1,000 beans just chilling and almost no coffee at, well, okay, we have 447. But we've got plenty. Oh, that wasn't for coffee. Which one of these is for coffee? Did I already forget? That one. Okay. We could be processing a lot more coffee because the beavers should be drinking it. And when we get more beavers here in a little bit, then we're definitely going to want that. So this can definitely be automated for coffee, for bots, mind you. And we'll get that taken away from the bio beavers. Let's take a look here. These should already all be automated, but we'll just check. Okay, that's looking good. We're not out of planks, so we might actually have too many of these plank factories, industrial lumber mills, whatever you want to call them. But we really need to make sure the gear production is up to snuff, which, I mean, we have 10 of these, at least. 11 if you count this one. That one's not automated, but these are. So I really don't think the issue lies in having those automated. I think we just need to have more because we're churning through them so much. So I might actually take some of them out and replace them. Take some of these out, mind you, the industrial lumber mills. And we can't take both of these out at once or else they're going to lose all their power. But we can do little transplants one at a time. Just make sure that's set up for that. And then once that one's finished, we can replace this one. Because remember, this is how they're getting their power. We can't take them all out at once. I almost did it, and I'm glad I caught myself. All right, so that's done. Prioritize. And now this one can go bye-bye. And then in here, automate. And they should build that with the quickness. So hopefully, I mean, having 2,100 planks stockpiled, just production completely pegged, is all the more reason for us to make more gears. All right, and that's good to go. And yeah, we should see a sharp uptick in the gear production. In fact, I'd venture to guess it probably would be okay based on production numbers. This takes less than 2/3 of an hour to make one plank, but it takes 3 hours to use one plank to make one gear. We could probably have twice as many gear workshops as we do industrial lumber mills. This is different, mind you, from the Folktales math, because the Folktales version of the industrial lumber mill uses one worker and not two. So just keep that in mind. It's absolutely bitten me in the butt before. But I'm going to go ahead, in the interest of getting any amount of gear-related stuff accomplished, I'm just going to replace all these. So we're going to have a lot. Well, we need them. We need them for everything. And if we start having a lag in our plank production, then, well, we probably have a pretty good idea what caused it. Oh, hold on. Lost game sound because I clicked out the window to move my my notes thing around. No, we're good. Just get this all finished up and prioritize. Prioritize. And then this one will come out. You know the drill. Just one at a time on this side. And this is the kingpin. This is what actually transmits all the power. So we're going to have to really make sure that they can do that with the quickness as soon as they build it. What kind of power are we coming through here? Current is only 6 CMS, really? Well, I did kind of ruin the whole water folding thing here. Also, and news that will upset some of you greatly, I'm sure. I have decided, based on comments in the last video, that this little hole here with the platform actually should be a dam piece, so it doesn't just immediately overflow stuff. But if it backs up enough to where it does overflow, then we know we're going to have a severe problem. Because these down here, remember, I was going to move them up at some point. I haven't yet, but that was going to be one of those things that I was doing. So we'll need to make sure that we're keeping a good eye on the water flow coming in. Because if I'm able to move these up, then I can have pretty much this entire district completely flood-proof. And if this is a dam piece, then that means that, what, 2/3, like 0.6 something level, that will overflow. And if this is at 2/3 height, then that means that it's probably just about to overflow down here. Now, I know the wheels do kind of compress the height of the water a little bit. And when we put the other tube back in, that problem should solve itself. But we're not there yet. And I'm not going to tear this staircase out to put this dam piece in quite yet, but I do want to make you aware that that's an idea that we're going to do, and recognize that somebody made that as a very good point. So, that being said, this needs to be prioritized, and this can be removed. And yep, it breaks all of that, but not to worry. This will take care of it, and will also free up some biobeavers to do whatever it is their heart desires. That doesn't involve making gears. All right, so yeah, look at this. We already have 450 gears, and we started at, like, I don't know, 280 when I started replacing these. And yes, the plank stock has gone down to 1,800 from 2,100, but we can also fix that by automating the planks. which up until now we hadn't done because we didn't have enough. Enough bots, that is. So yeah, so we'll get these guys all locked and loaded. Prioritized by haulers, etc. And these guys I think already were. That should help us even out a little bit. And we'll see that plank number start to climb back up ever so slowly. But that's looking good. All right, they fixed this. Okay, are they... Oh, this one is already constructed. Good. All right, and that's in place now. Oh, this is almost done. Good, 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 good. Let's... Okay, they're not going to be able to reach this if that's in place. So we'll let them finish this. Just a couple more planks left. That will be a-okay. All right, come on. Somebody just come finish this. I know you're tired. You're out of juice, clock spring energy, whatever it is that you desire. But I need somebody to come finish this, man. Come on, let's go. You've got the zeal. Beautiful. All right, so that is generating. Turn this thing back off. Yeah, total of 600 something. So that's going to be good. It's already demanding 400 because we have all these, but I don't think we're going to need to keep 8. I think that's going to be fine. Let's go ahead and put in a smelter here, and we'll let these guys get to work. Oh, they hadn't constructed this. They only had 3 out of 12 logs to build. I don't know why I thought that was the contents of a finished. It's fine. It's fine. Now, how are we doing on... Yep, nothing contributed there, nothing contributed there. A couple more gears here, but now the good news is we have enough gears to actually, finish this, which, well, like I said, is good news. Hard to be upset about that. So I will have this get finished. This should be set to obtain from other warehouses, prioritized by haulers, and then that's going to allow them to fuel the smelters. And then this being scrap metal is going to allow them to actually smelt in the smelters. So that's looking good. Our water level here still is not of concern, but I was going to try... We are, believe it or not, we're getting close to using all of the power we're producing here. So I was going to try and raise this a little bit, see if that get us a little bit more production here. And that level is inching ever so slightly higher. Yeah, that's moving it up a tiny bit, but I don't know if that's going to be a permanent thing. Also, it's not a bad tide, so we don't have the benefit of this strength coming in either. So we'll see. We might actually have to make this a whole thing at some point. The other thing to consider is, what if the dam is actually too high to be used as a safety spillway? And what if I actually do have to have this like this? Because I don't know what the height is going to be at the end here. Oh, that's right. I can't use the scroll wheel. I got to do this manually. Oh, it's still going to have the wheels here. But you can hopefully see a little bit better that this is about half a block's height difference here. And the height does get a little bit higher before this wheel, but not by a ton. Fortunately, up past this point, it is a full block higher. The barrier is, at least. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem, especially once we put the rest of these wheels back in place. If you have a look at this, 1847, 1828. Yeah, okay, this is making plenty more power. That's exactly what I wanted to see. That is fantastic. So now it's all going through here. And we're just about out of the scrap metal from the ruins here, so that's... fortuitous timing, I guess, for us to get a little bit closer to having the efficient mine done. But I do need to make sure they're actually building the smelter first. Because that's not going to go over too well if they don't have access to that. Alright, so we've planted most of the trees over here. I'm going to go ahead and move the forester. Let's put it here, so that's still plenty out of the way. That should still be able to reach everything else that hasn't been planted. Did I not put a tree here, really? Well, that's dumb. What kind of tree do I put there? I guess that has to be a birch. Maybe not. Maybe that should be an oak. Yeah, we'll put an oak tree there. That's fine. Anyway, this forester can come out, well, after it plants that tree, which it already did. So that can go away, and in its place, we put in a couple of back scratchers with our pathway. And there we go. That's going to be a nice addition to this area. Other well-being, aside from the mud bath, we pretty much have already taken care of. We have a swimming pool, we have exercise plazas, we've got wind tunnels over here. Medical beds, we do have some. Remember that in this version of the game, there is no healer. Although the Folktales do have the Herbalist building that we don't have access to because we're playing Iron Teeth. So not much more we can do about the injured beavers except saying, hey, go have a nap in the medical bed that has no actual difference from your regular bed. Probably it's just in a different place underneath the adult-only beaver brewing pot hellscape. But that's fine. This is the Iron Teeth. That's what they're flooded. Amazing. God. You can't make this stuff up. What am I going to do with myself, man? What am I going to do with myself? All right. Oh my God, dude. Ah! This is so frustrating. All right. On we go. Oh, come on. Yep, we're going to have a great time with our decontamination district. I can already assure you of that. That's how bad is this? Oh, there's so much water. All right, taking all these things out of here. My God, man. This sucks. This is so bad. Well, maybe I should have actually made this higher because I don't think it was flooding at all from down here. All right. Cultivation halted. Yeah, I bet. I wonder why the cultivation is halted. All right. Jeez. Now I got to get all the biobeavers out of their jobs here. So, yeah, grease factories. That is now a bot-only job. Let's no, jeez. Who is not automated here? Coffee breweries. Yep, that's a bot job now. Congratulations. That was also paused. The deep water pumps, that's in a completely different part of the map. Engines, those are paused. That's not a problem. Farmhouses are all up top. Fermenters are all already automated. Fluid dumps, no, that's not relevant down here. Food factories. Well, that's bots now. Foresters, not relevant up down here. Gear workshops are all automated. Grease factories we just did. Hauling posts. Those are not affected by this area, but the beavers would undoubtedly descend into the floodwater to move stuff around. Oh, geez. Hydroponic gardens. I'm just going to pause these. Industrial lumber mills are good to go. Lumberjack flags aren't relevant to this area. Oil presses, jeez. All right, I guess this is the catalyst for automating absolutely everything. Everything that we can. All right, so we actually still have extra bots. Okay, well we have 6 unwell beavers. I wonder what's going to happen. First of all, let's I think we can pretty safely get rid of all this stuff up here now at this point. But let's pause all of our biobeaver hauling posts so we don't accidentally send them into oblivion. And I'll turn this one into... Okay, good, that's already in iron bots. I guess I could just go back here to the hauling posts. Alright, come on. You know, we were having such a good time, too. Then all this mess happened. Alright, the ones that are not paused are all... Well, now they are all automated. Alright, so... There we go. I did not send bots into the hydroponic gardens because I don't have enough bots yet. But man, I hate it when I'm right. How many bots do I have in this district? We never even named this because I was going to move it. And I was going to maybe do that today, but now we actually need it. So 5 bots in District 3. I got one working here. Got one working here. We got one working here. Oh, that's empty. We don't need this anymore. Okay. Problem solved. So I guess I can actually have two here, two there, and one here. Or maybe not. No, I need that to have the fluid dump in place. So I guess we'll just do one of this. Well, I guess we're going to see when the beavers get actually sick what happens, and we're going to unpause the decontamination pods that are going to suck up a whole bunch of power. But now we'll see what happens. Do we have an infected beaver yet? No, we do not. But we do have the 6 unwell. So I guess we'll just have all 6 in a row like this. I can get a good screenshot that way too, if they're all occupying. But man, this is still flooded. Even though the badwater is not continuing to come in. And this is what happens when you get rid of all of your pumps except the one. Because, no, there's no way I'm going to need this. No, that can't happen. It can happen to you, and it will. Okay. Now they're unflooded, at the very least. Oh, look at that. Well-being of 42, because almost none of them are working anymore. Okay. All right. So now that it's not flooded, I can... 43. I can turn the hydroponic gardens back on, although I imagine all of their stuff has died at this point. Yes. What does that say? Cultivation halted, crop will soon die. Yeah, we definitely want to get those going ASAP. Now that they can't die a horrible, contaminated death. But one of the things, quality of life, that they did mention in the update is that the decontamination pods actually heal a little bit faster. Well, actually, I can just read it to you because I still have it up on my second monitor. It says, apparently the decontamination pod was so comfy, some beavers would often overstay their welcome. On the other hand, the hard difficulty was sometimes a little too brutal. So what they did is contaminated beavers placed in decontamination pods and now recover faster. Hooray for us. That's going to be very useful. And then on hard difficulty, we're playing on normal. But on hard difficulty, the first bad tide can now hit after 2 cycles of the grace period, up from 1. It was only 1? Oh my god, that's evil. Well, if we ever play on hard, which I'm sure we will, that will be a welcome reprieve for us there. But now I guess what we have to do is wait for our beavers to become toxic, and then they'll come over here. I hope it was just these 6. But we'll see. So, what have we learned? We have learned that this retention pond needs to be substantially larger. So what I'm going to do is, how deep does this go? 2 tiles? I'm just going to, like, master blast this thing to oblivion all the way down as far as it can go in the land we haven't built yet. And we'll just put stilts on top of it. That's fine. But that'll give them something to hopefully take care of here. And we might as well do this one for good measure. That was dumb. That was very, very dumb of me not to notice that. But I'm glad we noticed it when we did, because that would have caused a lot of problems. So we did lose out on about 2,000 or 3,000 HP worth of power production, but it caused beavers to become intoxicated, and not the fun kind. So I'm sure the Beaver Safety Organization is going to come and, I don't know, murder me in my sleep, but we fixed it. It's not the worst thing ever. It's just still pretty bad. All right, so that's going to give us a lot more volume to accommodate all of our bad decisions here. There we go. Oh, that's actually deeper than where I had the straw. Okay, so I think what we're going to have... Oh, you know what? I love this game so much. I really do. Because the past 3 episodes, we've been begging to have a bad tide because nothing bad had happened. And what happens as soon as we start having water flow issues, we get a bad tide. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Let's go. Back to triple speed. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to remove this. And I'm going to take these triple platforms away. Because what I'm going to have to do is come in here. Let's pause this again while I can still see. We have to demolish all of this, and I don't know because we want to make this go lower. Oh, it can go lower than that? Ooh, okay. All right. No, my phone thought I was trying to do a well, I'm not going to say the words because then your phones might do it, but the thing where you ask the Google Assistant to help you, it thought I was doing that. So, friends, now, oh, this is going to be a disaster. If all of our bots are builders, I can actually send them down here, and I can't, this cliff is in the way. I can actually send them down here, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, there's no harm in me putting triple dynamite because all that does is use extract. It doesn't use additional dynamite. And if it can't go any lower than 1, then that's fine because we have tons of extract. But if it can, and we only do a single dynamite, we have to use another stick. So that's fine. What I want to do here is I want to send, I guess I could just do, I could do this a little bit first. I want to send the bots down here to blast this as low as it possibly will go. So for that to happen, we've got to have a little bit of excavation occur here. And the other fun thing that's going to happen as a result of this is, I don't know if you noticed, but this is all the way down at 0, and the water flow is still this high. So when we have to divert this, that's going to cause some problems because we don't have an outflow that's low enough. So this is it's going to get a little spicy. Because I don't have any other way to... Oh, they cleared this out. Okay. So guess what? You're free to go. And we're going to empty this guy. And then we can just have nothing over here. That'll work nicely. So let's check again. How are we doing here? So that goes... Really? Oh, I guess that was already that high. Okay, so we can definitely still go low. But can I put another one here? I cannot. So that's actually the lowest it will go. 1 more level from this, 2 more levels from this. So these guys actually only need to be singles. Okay. So that means these need to be doubles, so we're not wasting any resources. These need to be doubles. And these need to be singles. These are already put in place, so I'm just going to set them off. Alright, so now what has to happen is they have access down here. And they can place a couple more of these in, so I'm going to let them detonate what they can, and then we're going to have stairs come down this way so the bots can actually get down there. What were we waiting on here? Just the explosive? I think so? Yeah. Yeah, let's prioritize... Okay, that one is already done. Alright, so that's down as low as it will go. It might actually be faster. Let's pause this. The sounds are very annoying. Yeah, it's going to be faster for us to just go down this way. Yeah, because then they can just walk on top of this, and I know there's a lot of resources we're using for all of these stairs that don't really need to be here, but we will, we'll get that fixed. We'll just take it up because they can just lean over here and take care of that. So that will allow them to get into this. Yeah, they shouldn't have any issues. Although this guy, for the sake of actually getting to the other parts, is going to be a single. There we go. This will work out just fine. So all they really need to do is get over to this area here. So we have to be careful not to detonate this before these go off. They're going to have to walk all the way around to do this, but that should not, hopefully should not take that long of a period of time. Now, the really fun thing is going to be, I don't know how much more this being open is going to have all of our stuff here be a problem. But we finally are going to get a chance to find out if this this setup works for stopping the spread of the bad water contamination in the ground. My money is on it doesn't work, and that we're going to have to put those, where were they? Where were those things? The irrigation barriers, we're probably going to have to put these in, but I do want to find out. So that will be exciting. I'm so glad this happened this episode. No, like, actually, this is not just me being facetious. That is, I was really, really hoping that we would have the opportunity to take care of that. Okay, so that's a single dynamite. This is a double that can just go away. That was fine. We expected that. So this single, now they can come over here, I think. Oh, this one needs to be replaced with a single also, so they can actually get rid of it once and then put that double in. All right, we're looking good. We're looking good. We're going to have a much larger, oops, I flooded everything catch basin here. Hopefully gives us enough leeway to act on it before bad things happen. Because we just have the 1 day left. All right, so now I can come back in here and put these in place. Then this guy can be next. Get that taken care of, and oh yes. What a glorious, glorious episode this has been. All right, so the double can go down. Put this one in, and then make yourself scarce, and we'll be good to go. Beautimus. All done. So now we don't have to worry about leaving these behind because the bots can just pick it up from one of these up here. Okay, so now we have the fantastic, wonderful capability to get those bits and pieces brought back. We also have... hold on, how did I do this? I already forgot how this is set up. Yeah, this goes down 1 level, but it does not go down 2. Yeah, they're not going to let me do that, I don't think. Well, it doesn't need to be that big of a problem because they can just come down here if they are actually worried about it. Or I could just rebuild this entire staircase. You know what? You know what? We have the technology. Why not? Why not? Why not? Yeah, all we have to do is just put this single bit in and connect it with some more of these. Yeah, that we're going to be glad that that's in there before too long. So now we have access to the whole stack. And then we just have to decide what else is going here, but for right now, that is not our concern. What I'm going to do, since this is already so much fun, can I put a badwater pump? Is the doorway on the correct side? It is. I'm just gonna go into crisis management mode here and stick this guy just right here. And hopefully that will provide us a little bit of safety there. And yeah, the straw can go all the way down. That's fine. All right, so that was a fun random problem to fix unsuspectingly. All right, and this is actually filled with metal blocks. That's good and exciting news. That means they need some storage for their metal blocks. So I think this... yeah, this is going to have to get changed a little bit. Let's, oh, you know what I didn't do is I didn't have a way to get up here. We'll fix that. Let's provide some extra storage space over here, shall we? Because we already have the logs here. We're not going to need that many logs, but I am going to want to have more space for scrap metal and actual metal itself, the refined metal. So we got to get these builders to blow this up. We'll do a double-decker kind of stack thing. Send this all the way out, and then at some point we'll have additional smelters, but now we can export. Now we can export. Let's check and see. Where's my metal? It says import if needed. Okay, yep, that's probably the setting we want it on. But more importantly, they can now send the metal blocks. Oh, they can't reach this. Okay, well, that's my bad. We'll put that over there. Now they can reach it, and they can send the metal blocks that they're making here over here. That's what we want to see. Yeah, look at this. We got 1,200 gears. We finally solved the gear problems. All I had to do was just spam a ton of gear workshops. All right, cool. Love to see that. All right, so we'll go ahead and speed this back up because I know the video is getting a little long. But I really want to see the start of this bad tide. I don't think we're going to go all the way through it, but I do want to see if this ends up solving that contamination problem, or if we have to come in here with the other thing. But once this gets very, very close, we're going to have to come over here. Let's not forget about this thing, swapping these gates around, because if this gets bad water in it, it's over. It's going to be a really bad time. So we will... we'll just kind of casually wait it out. So let's talk about what's happening tomorrow. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. I was originally trying to put out the Folktales Update 5 with some mods playthrough today, but then the update broke mods, and I was hoping it would get fixed. It has not been fixed. Timber API is still broken as of the recording of this video. So, yeah, it's not looking great that we're going to get Folktales tomorrow. But let's go ahead and pause and change these over so I don't talk myself into death here. Triple floodgate up, double floodgate down, come over here. Triple floodgate up, thank you, and triple floodgate down. So now we should see diverging. Is this going to cause a flood? It doesn't seem like it. Okay. Bad tide started. I'll get back to my my thinking here in a second. I just need to make sure this isn't going to flood. I think we're okay. I believe maybe not. Oh, I can't tell if it's raising or lowering or if it's just cyclical. Well, back down to regular speed. Look at all this red, man. All right, so as I suspected, it is actually working, kind of. The contamination is only spread down here, but because the height difference is significant enough, it doesn't seem like our soybeans are affected. So this strategy did actually work. Cool. We only had to wait, like, I don't know, 10 episodes to find out the answer to that. Oh boy, what fun. What fun, huh? Well, at least our water supply is safe for now. How are we doing over here? Do we get this done? Yeah, so we'll let them finish this. And then put in the groundwork for the rest of the stuff. But like I was saying, I actually don't know. So tomorrow's video could be a mystery upload. I know we have some work to do still in the Water Beavers playthrough, assuming that the update has not broken the mods I already have installed on an older version of the game. I don't think they would, but you never know. Weird stuff happens all the time. So we might just push Water Beavers to tomorrow instead of Wednesday and try to do the new Folktales series on Wednesday, assuming Timber API works by that point. I don't know. So don't get alarmed if a different type of video comes out tomorrow than the one you're expecting. It's I don't know. It's kind of all up in the air. But I guess this is also a good time to let everybody know who hasn't read the community post. I was actually in the process of making a video of how to install mods. I know a lot of you have been asking about it, and I had the whole script written out. I was like getting footage and stuff, and then wait, this doesn't work. Why doesn't this work? And yeah, so I can't finish that video. I'm probably gonna have to redo parts of it, but I can't finish that until the rest of the mods work. So my apologies. I'm sorry that it doesn't work, but it's also good that I didn't put it out right before the mods broke, because I'm sure that would have caused all sorts of people to be like, this doesn't work. You told me the wrong thing. I was like, it's fine. But once the mods work, expect that video to go up. I don't know when that will be, but it should be hopefully a comprehensive tutorial to get you to get mods working. And I'll try to keep it under 5 minutes or something, so it's not too terribly long. But yep, finally, after a very, 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 very long time, I will actually be doing that. So I know some of you are going to be very happy to hear that. Others of you might not care because you already know how to do mods. But hey, people asked, so I figure it's a easy enough thing to do when I'm going to be redoing the mods anyway for Update 5 of the Timberborn Folktales playthrough. So be on the lookout for that. I will, of course, let you know when it goes live. But other than that, these guys are done. So dynamite goes in place. Large industrial storages go here and here. And I'm going to give... Nope, not dirt. Stop that. These to the scrap metal, and then these on top are going to be for metal blocks. So they can just zoop, right like so. So that's going to be a fun thing for us to keep up with as next episode comes out. So we'll just have that going. But yep, that is all we got for today. Hopefully you got some enjoyment out of it, even at the expense of my personal sanity with the flooding. But all 6 of our contaminated beavers are living their best life over here. So let's actually get a screenshot of this, so I can have yet another thumbnail with contaminated beavers. Oh man, you love to see it. That's oh, this game is something else, huh? This is just absolutely fantastic. I love this game to pieces. That is such a dumb thing for me to be excited about, but I digress. So that'll be the thumbnail for this one, and we'll enjoy the process of taking care of that. So again, huge thank you to you guys for watching these. I really appreciate the opportunity to get to talk to you and play the game, and have all sorts of fun with each other. So I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. I do always read the comments, even if I can't respond or integrate your suggestions or whatever into the game. I do read them, and I do make notes before I record episodes, so I can try to remember what everyone has been talking about, or saying, hey, why haven't you done this? Will you do this? Etc. So please do keep those coming. I really do enjoy talking to you about it. And also want to thank the Beard Boosters for their fantastic support, making it possible for me to keep doing these videos. So really appreciate those folks. There's more info in the description if you want to be part of that. But if not, that is completely fine. I'm glad to have you here either way. And I hope we'll see you again soon for another video. So whatever it is you're doing the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.